Whew. Greetings and salutations. Let me put this out. Sweat like a hooker in church. Just got back from the gym. I'm in Atlanta, North Atlanta, Cobb County and shit. Just getting my mind right for the summer. Yeah, just came back from the gym, so I'm sweating like a pig and shit. I was gonna have my shirt off, but you know, I don't want no taco meat showing. But Twin Flames of Separation reading as promised. If you ain't checked out the masculine situation, check that out. If you ain't checked the feminine situation out yet, check that out after this. I did a beautiful Twin Flames in Union reading for twins that's together. You know what I mean? In cahoots, in communications, chit-chatting, tight. Please check that out. Hopefully it don't rain. Damn, it just started raining. What was the driblets? Man, this weather weird. I swear they genetically engineered this weather right here, bro. It's GMO weather. And weirdly, it's been raining every day since I've been here. I've been here 16 days, and it rained every motherfucking day. People said I brought the rain and shit, but yeah, I mean, whatever. If you ain't checked the last readings, I said the last 4 readings prior to this. Check this out when you get done with this. And ain't got no rants, ain't got no specials or deals at the moment, but I have something for this weekend for people that want to book. Derica, Diana, Dee, them the only 2 people I got coaching with. Hit me up. You know what I mean? Diana, I got you right after this. Don't even trip. I'm available. You know what I'm saying? For readings, bookings, coaching, all that. I'm outside, so you hear the birds chirping, you hear the planes going, and this fake, genetically modified ass weather. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes rant, and we will begin. Head, that's swords, thoughts, decisions, mentality, ideology. That's the direction you're going. That's the decisions you're making, because everything starts from the mind. Then we got cups. Cups are feelings and emotions. All feelings and emotions are just indicators of where you're going mentally. Heart and mind must be aligned with everything that you do. Who rules the heart and mind department? The divine feminine does. And you got wands. Wands are actions and behavior, things you're doing, things you've done. Not what you finna do because you ain't did it yet. Wands are all about the now, you know, the current, the ing, because we live in learning and earning every day. You know what I'm saying? What you've done got karma and accountability attached to it. What you're doing has karma and accountability attached to it. Not what you finna do. And who's the king of wands? That's the divine masculine. Who we have out here sitting next to the 4 of wands. This is what the universe is finna tell you, so we're gonna save this for last. Got the spread out. Finally, we got pentacles. Persons, places, and things. These things you can taste, touch, see, feel, and hear. All pentacles expire. All pentacles have expiration dates, and all pentacles are temporary. It's not just pentacles, it's a pinnacle. Your highest height, your lowest lows, the term that you in position, things come and go. So does positions, places, and things. Let's get with the business while I sip this detox tea. Overall energy, this is fairly important. This deals with both masculine and feminine. We got the 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles is a great position. It's like the equivalent of a 90%. And what's a 90% on a test? It's an A, right? A-Town, A. Shot-Town here all day. You already know. This is you lining your life up. 8 of Pentacles, I think we had that last message. 8 of Pentacles is your life and everything in it. That's the shoes on your feet, the clothes on your back, the comfortable bed you sleeping on. You know what I'm saying? Your kids is in your life. Your crib is in your life. Your twin flame is in your life. God is in your life, too. God is out here, too. Feminine going to the future. We're going to get to the man upstairs in a few. But this is a great position. So this represents that the divine masculine and the divine feminine are both in a great position. 8s look more so like this 8 of wands right here. See how everything is all over the place? You ain't really got space to put anything. When you, because you're a walking, talking pinnacle, masculine or feminine, when you line your life up, you see you got 4 pentacles on both sides, that's 8, that's your life. You lining your life up. When you line your life up, you can fit more pentacles in your life. You can fit more things, more people, more places, more things in your life. And clarifying this lineup we got going on, we got the Three of Swords. And Three of Swords is going past the point of no return. Overall energy, this is fairly important. It's time to line your life up. But while lining your life up and being in a good position, because usually when you're in a position like this, you're in a position to either help somebody or help yourself. So one of the twins is going to help somebody. The other twins is going to help themselves. Seems like the divine feminine needs to help herself for a change. And it seems like the divine masculine needs to help someone for a change. You know what I mean? And you need to go past the point of no return with it. Three of Swords also represents pain. And what's pain? It's mental. It's something you register. You know, you talk to a Shaolin monk. Pain don't even exist. They train themselves to not even feel pain. That's why they could do like push-ups on a bed of nails, or hold hot coals without dropping them. You know what I'm saying? Or could get kicked in the motherfucking nuts without feeling the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? It takes mental training. You know, but I'm pretty sure they made up their mind to go past the point of no return with pain. Feel me? So this is just no pain, no gain. Okay? You got everything to gain and nothing to lose. Okay? When it comes to your twin flame situation. Rule number one in this twin flame thing. This shit is optional. Masculine knows that more than the feminine. Feminine, it's time for you to kind of introduce yourself to that. Rule number two to this twin flame shit. It's built for you to be the best person you can be, period. With or without your twin. This is a separation reading, right? Okay, even without your twin, you're still in a good position. You're still in a position to grow, to elevate, to ascend, essentially. That goes for both masculine and feminine. Bottom line, most important card in this message, we got another 9. And 9s are all about the point before completion. 10s are completion in my deck. It really ain't a deck, it's playing cards. You know what I'm saying? But 10s represent completions. 9s might represent completion in tarot, but like I say, this is LLE astrology. LLE.Ascension. I do astrology too, but my terms and definitions are just a wee bit different. They're tarot based, but they're just different. But bottom line, 9 of Cups. That's dreams coming true, wishes being granted, or miracles happening. Dreams coming true, wishes being granted, or miracles happening. Dreams have to come true. Wishes have to be granted eventually. Miracles have to happen in your life. Why? To let you know that, number one, God is listening. Number two, God grants your heart's desires. And number three, the God in you can manifest these things. Now, clarifying this 9 of Cups, we got the 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands is the divine feminine's role. It represents evolution. Divine masculine has a role too. His role is the 2 of Wands, which is stability, stabilization. We're going to get to that in a second. But bottom line, how this deals with both masculine and feminine, the most important energy in this message. In order for you to make your dreams come true, and I'm speaking to myself too, because I'm a divine feminine, by the way, you got to evolve. You have to evolve. You know, this is getting from point A to point Z. Masculine's role is just getting from point A to point B, from point B to point C, from point C to point D, till you get to Z. But feminine, you're the explorer. Masculine is, like I say, the Rock in any movie with a gun, you know, with a machete protecting divine feminine. Feminine, you're the leader of this expedition. Your job is to get this expedition group from where y'all started to the ending, and from the ending back. Masculine, your job is just to protect the feminine. She's leading the way, you're following, you know, but at the end of the day, you're a leader too, because if it wasn't for you leading the way in protection, leading the way in security, divine feminine won't be able to do her job at all. So it's part of your job, divine feminine, to manifest whatever you want with this twin flame situation, to manifest. Divine masculine, it's your job for you to make sure that you got your divine feminine's back, you know. And since it's a separation, I'm going to say this. Masculine's dreams, wishes, and miracles, not all the way, but are kind of semi-based on you, divine feminine. And a part of divine feminine's wishes, dreams, and miracles have a lot to do with the divine masculine. You two are paired for a reason. You two are in each other's lives for a reason. And while you both still alive here in this plane of time, it's best y'all try to work this out. Okay? Feminine. It ain't just your job to evolve yourself. You have to evolve your divine counterpart. But not just evolve your divine counterpart, you gotta evolve your community, evolve your family, evolve your region, wherever you at with your influence. Moving on. We're gonna keep this brisk. Coming into the situation. This is energy you either coming into divine feminine or leaving. You got the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is my Pimp Cup Chronicles. Now, Pimp Cup Chronicles, best example I can use is like I said, you remember back in the day, I'm an 87 baby, so like I say, in the early 90s when we was kids in school, you know what I'm saying, when they brought in the TV in class, you knew that, hey, we ain't got to do no work. We finna sit and watch, Titanic or Selena or, you know what I'm saying, whatever movies was popping back in the 90s, you know what I'm saying, we used to watch them. And we used to have like pizza and popping shit like that, so they got the styrofoam cups and the paper plates. Being an originator, being a thinker, divine feminine, you're like, you know what, fuck a paper cup, you know what I'm saying, let me have my mom make me a bedazzled chalice that I can sip on every time we have pizza day. So pizza day comes, they wheel a TV in, everybody's going crazy, people pulling out styrofoam cups. You reach in your backpack or your desk, the desk that you can lift up, you know what I'm saying, and get your shit out. Boom, you pull out a motherfucking bedazzled chalice that your mom made you. Now everybody's looking at you and your chalice. And with the lights off, the light is just dancing off your cup, you know what I'm saying? So people ain't really focusing on the movie. They're focusing on your cup. And what do you think will happen next? Pizza day, okay? When the lights go off and they passing out paper plates and shit, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna have a motherfucking chalice because they seen you with it, but you was the first one with it, the originator. You know what I'm saying? Of course people gonna bite your shit. Of course people gonna follow what you do. You had an idea and you made that work. Now everybody else want to do the idea because you did it. You don't hate. That's just, imitation is a form of flattery, and that's something you're gonna have to really grasp. Now, man, that sunshine coming out, boy. I need it for my scalp. Seven of Cups represents being an originator. Six of Cups is the sauce. That's your steez. That's your essence. That's what makes you you. You know what I mean? Everybody's saucy. God loves everybody equally. We're all equal. Ain't nobody better than nobody else. We're all the same. We're not clones, but we're all the same until you differentiate yourself from everybody else. Six of Cups. Everybody's the shit. You know what I'm saying? But Seven of Cups is being the shit biscuits. Everybody's all that. Six of Cups. But you need to be all that in a bag of chips. This bag of chipsness is the differentiation that makes you different from the next person. So feminine, you're starting to see who you really are, why you're really here, the influence that you have, the gifts that you possess, and what you can do to really stand out. Not to be better than anybody, but really to establish your position on this plane of existence. Clarifying the Seven of Cups, we got the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is distractions or third parties. It's celebrations in tarot, but in here, it's just distractions of third parties. Don't get distracted, Three of Cups, from the fact that everybody's stealing your ideas or everybody doing what you're doing. Choosing to ride you like a motherfucking rodeo instead of getting ideas they own. Just keep in mind, hey, if I didn't do this, they wouldn't be doing it. So in essence, I'm the originator, and they're my clones. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how you look at situations. Third parties. When it comes to third parties, they're also distractions too because, like I say, they have a way to get in the way. Two of Cups is a ship. It's a relationship, friendship, partnership. You know what I'm saying? This is you and another person, and you need to focus on your ship. You know what I mean? If it's a relationship, third parties can kind of get in the way of what you and your partner got going on. Third parties, this could be like the third wheel or a friend. I'm a Leo, so I hate third wheel shit. If I'm the third wheel, I ain't gonna go out. Y'all have fun. I'm gonna chill out. Now, if I can find a date, we can go on a double date, but I ain't finna be the third wheel. Obviously, I just get y'all time to connect and bond. I don't want to get in the way of that. You know what I mean? It's that type of energy. So what this really means, coming to the situation, is divine feminine. You're in the process of establishing something. Make sure you establish that. Do not, in any case, get distracted by other people's reactions, to what you're doing. good, bad, or ugly. Look at everything as a positive. It's like me with these trolls and these haters that I got online. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't popping like the rest of these so-called great-ass psychics. I mean, I am an originator, and people do gank for me, and that's why they come here. You understand what I'm saying? You can ask your favorite psychic. I bet they know about your boy. And not just me, people like myself. You know what I mean? So I take pride in being a motherfucking originator. But I also got to understand that, hey, of course they didn't do it until I did it, because that's just how people roll. The average person is going to wait for you to move before they make their move. And they might copy your shit tooth and nail, but you can't hate on it. Because if anything, they might prosper financially better than what you're doing, because maybe you trying to do it to prosper financially, but at the end of the day, you still have influence, and that's something that they don't have, or something that they're trying to get. As far as the masculine is concerned, you come to the situation with the 10 of Pentacles. Remember, we started this off with the 9 of Pentacles. This is being in a position to either help yourself or help someone else. 9 of Pentacles is a 90%. 10 of Pentacles would be an A motherfucking plus. Since you, Divine Masculine, chose to line your life up so you can fit more things in your life, you finally can add this Pentacle that's near and dear to you in your life. 10 of Pentacles is the equivalent of like two people coming together like butt cheeks. This is you and another person sharing a life together. Two people going half on a baby. You know, two people buying property. Two people going in business together. 10 of Pentacles can also represent, like I say, manifestation. 9 of Pentacles would have been, like I said, layaway. You trying to get something off layaway. You got 9 schmookles. And it costs 10 schmookles to get your shit out of layaway. You had 9 schmookles down. Now, the 10 schmookle, you finally got the 10 schmookle, you can get whatever the fuck you was trying to manifest. Now you have it. Clarifying the 10 of Pentacles is the 9 of Wands. This is the Wounded Warrior. And what's the Wounded Warrior? It's the toll. You know, it's the price, you know, of this manifestation. One thing about manifestations is attaining things is easy. No, it ain't. It took so hard as hell for me to manifest this. That's true. But maintaining this manifestation is going to be a full-time job. This is the energy of you don't know what you got till you get it. You ask for something, you got it. Now that you have it, you feel some type of way. For people that be thinking grass is greener on the other motherfucking side, you on the other side with the grass, but you starting to notice that it stinks over there. Because it's good grass, because it's good manure on that motherfucker. It's still manure over there. It stinks like hell. You know what I mean? You kind of wish you was back where you was at, but you didn't know or appreciate where you was at until you got where you went, if you get my drift. Moving on. Feminine. You in regards to yourself personally. You got the 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords is things moving effortless and frequent. This is like zippers on a jacket. This is like an elevator, an escalator. You know, that walking, moving walkway that you got at the airport that can at least save you, you know what I'm saying, 4, 5, 6 seconds to get to your flight and shit like that. You know, this is like moving downstream to where you ain't got to paddle. Or taking your bike downhill so you ain't got to pedal. You know what I'm saying? It's temporary, whatever this hill is, because eventually you're going to have to go uphill. You know, it's temporary because, I mean, once the elevator gets to the floor you're going to, you still got to walk to get where you're going. You feel what I'm saying? It's like temporary relief. Okay? So, you're going to find solace in the temporary relief that you get mentally when it comes to 4 of Swords. Something you was being idle in. 4 of Swords represents an idle mind. And what's an idle mind? It's the devil's workshop. Why is idle mind the devil's workshop? Because Divine Feminine, you're the queen of wands. You're the queen of actions. You're the queen of doing shit. And if you ain't doing shit, that means you idle. And if you idle, that means you ain't doing your job. And all Divine Feminines, just like Divine Masculines, just like God, has a job to do. Things are finally moving. You ain't idle no more. Take advantage of that. You get what I'm saying? Say that one more time and move on. Divine Feminine. Whatever it is you're working on. Whatever it is you're trying to manifest. Because you're trying to manifest something. Looks like Masculine manifested his already. Looks like it's something that you need to manifest yourself. Finally out your head and on your feet. Because it definitely ain't time to beat your meat right now. If anything, it's time to motherfucking work. And you can register that and know that. It took time for you kind of to get this headway. But now you can get kind of going. You know what I mean? And it could be various things. It could be, like I say, a project that you kind of put to the side. Now you got time and energy to get to it. Maybe you was in a mental rut. You know what I'm saying? It's like creators getting brain farts instead of getting brainstorms. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a mental delay. It was kind of idle. But now you can kind of get the ball rolling. The ball has started rolling. So what do you do with a rolling ball? You pick that bitch up and you dribble that motherfucker like Harlem Globetrotters. Now, it's that detox tea, boy. Divine feminine. Divine masculine. You, in regards to the divine feminine, you got the 8 of Wands. This is communication, communication, communication. Communication is 80% nonverbal. Meaning, 20% is what you're saying, 80% is what you're doing. And not doing something is doing something. And not saying something is saying something. But what you're doing and what you're saying has to correlate. Because if they ain't correlating, then you really ain't saying anything. Because if they ain't correlating, then you really ain't doing anything. You understand what I'm saying? Clarifying this communication, divine masculine. You got the Ace of Cups. Excuse me, the Ace of Cups. And what's the Ace of Cups? This is self-love, self-respect, self-admiration, self-realization, self-identification. You need to communicate this Ace of Cups to your divine feminine. Once again, you got to know what love is to give it. Divine feminine gives you unconditional love. And for a while, you kind of didn't know if that love was real or not. If it came with a angle or anything like that. Like, all your feminine gave you was unconditional motherfucking love, but it took you till now to kind of realize that's what it was. But you can only understand love. You can only give love if you understand it. See, the average person don't know what the fuck love is. That's why they can't give it to you. The average person don't even respect themselves. That's why they can't respect you as a person. Your divine feminine respects you like a motherfucker, but you kind of think your divine feminine ain't got no respect for herself the way she's all into you type shit. Getting shit misconstrued, through communication. Shit you'll tell your feminine, but, once again, it's things that you finally starting to acknowledge. Self-realization, you gotta know who the fuck you are, which the average person doesn't. Your divine feminine know exactly who she is, but you thought she was someone else. Or thinking she's somebody else. He could be a she could be a he, you know how we rock it. And your divine feminine been telling you from day one who she is, who you are, but you ain't really been hearing it. You know what I'm saying? She ain't just been telling you who she is, she been showing you who she is. You get my drill? She ain't just been telling you she loves you, she shows you she loves you, unconditionally. Once again, things you're finally starting to understand. Self-identification, like I said, it's a lot of clones out here. People just waiting on other people to do shit so they know what to do type situation. And that's what's happened with you. Your feminine showed and proved. And now you can follow suit. So, feminine has done a lot of communication, verbally and like motion-wise, to kind of get a clear view of what self-love really means. You thought self-love was just taking care of yourself. A lesson that I'm learning. I spent my whole life, I'm 37 now, but I spent 35 years of my 37 years of existence worried about other people. And what I mean by other people is family, because I don't really fuck with people. It wasn't about me. It was about my family, taking my family to a higher height when I should have been taking myself to a higher height. It wasn't about me. You know what I'm saying? It was about my crew. It was about, you know what I'm saying, like my fam. I'm a rider. You know what I'm saying? And riders ride for people. But in reality, I should have been riding for my motherfucking self. Shit, my divine masculine been trying to tell me the 14 years I've known him. But just like the masculine is late on understanding shit, feminine, we can be hard-headed on learning shit too. You know what I mean? But it's just a lesson. But mainly, you're just hearing your divine feminine voice. You're starting to see what real love is. And it ain't just seeing what it is kind of understanding finally what it means. So you finally know what communication means. You finally know what love truly means. You thought it meant something else. Most masculines relate love to the physical. Once again, most divine masculines aren't physical with their divine feminines, like initially. You know what I'm saying? Usually it takes time for masculines to kind of submit to the physical whims that the feminine is trying to get from them and shit like that. It could be a she could be he, you know how we rock it. Wrapping this up, masculine, it's like you hear your divine feminine's voice in your head. She been saying shit, but you finally understand what she means. And now you starting to kind of, because like I said, you kick this off with a toe. Manifestations, things are manifesting. Finally, it ain't like they're finally manifesting. You're just finally coming to grips with it. But the toll, and the toll is like I say, the time. You waste a lot of time, you waste a lot of energy, you waste a lot of resources, time, energy, and resources that you could have spent with your divine feminine building something great. But it's like you finally got to the starting gate with this twin flame shit. You finally got to the starting gate with the spirituality shit. A lot of shit didn't make sense to you, but now it does. It ain't too late, because it ain't never too late for you, but time does have a way of affecting things, and you're starting to see what those effects are. Feminine, you in regards to the divine masculine, you have the Ace of Swords. This is you in regards to the divine masculine. Ace of Swords is ascension. And what's ascension? Essentially going up. And what's up? God is what's up. Right? Ace of Swords represents strength, power, authority, dominion, courage, valor, A for all the qualities that you possess. And what this ascension also means, because it's all mental, something you register, ascension is, essentially. Ace of Swords is like the loading chamber in the Matrix. If you see the movie The Matrix, anything, A for anything they need in the Matrix, they can A for attain, and it's all mental. You know, this big warehouse of guns that comes at I'm trying to find the right word to say it. Like I say, the loading chamber in the Matrix. Anything they need, they can load up in their mind, whether that's something physical that they need to manifest, or like I say, learning how to fly a plane or drive a motherfucking motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? It's called access. Like anything you need in this world, you can access. Right? You can attain it. Right? You can acquire it. But it's a mental thing. Whatever that means to you. Clarifying this ascension, we got the Eight of Cups. And what's Eight of Cups? Eight of Cups represents enterprise. It's my Patti LaBelle card, but it also represents enterprise. But we'll just start with the Patti LaBelle card. Patti LaBelle card is a two-part card. First part of the Patti LaBelle card is keeping your integrity up and your divinity up at all times. You a divine feminine, right? So you got to keep your integrity up and your divinity up. Who does that? Patti LaBelle. Her integrity ain't never in question. Her divinity ain't never in question. You can literally compare Patti LaBelle to any diva in the game. You'll see the divinity in her. You'll see the God in her compared to everybody else. It's how she moves. Patti LaBelle keeps God in everything that she does. You know what I'm saying? That's why she can be at the Stellar Awards, you know what I'm saying, tearing the house down. That's why she can be on Drink Champs with Nori. She ain't got to smoke or drink like everybody does on Drink Champs, but she has the influence and the presence to be there. She don't have to partake in the weed and the liquor and all that shit, but she can still make the statement because it's who she is and what she does. You keep God in your life or keep God in everything you do, you will always succeed. You can't lose. Keep your integrity up at all times. Keep your divinity up at all times. Other part of this card is enterprise. If you choose the enterprise, you can't lose. With a high integrity and high divinity. How this relates to the divine masculine. Obviously, masculine's focus is partnership. I told you, this is you, this is your divine masculine, and he wants to make you not only a part of his life, but a part of his business. For those masculines that's trying to do that, masculine's not just trying to build with you; he's trying to build something with you. You understand what I'm saying? So it's good to be in an ascending state, and it's good to always be on business. Because, like I say, what turns masculines on other than the physical? Fucking finances, nigga. You know what I'm saying? If you can be your masculine's best friend, lover, divine counterpart, business partner, freak of the week, if you can be all that shit in one and make money with them, come on now, there's no competition. Ain't nothing like being in a relationship. Like, we could be married. Let's be married and let's make millions. Let's be married and make millions. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's come together and not just be happy together. Let's create something bigger than us. You know what I mean? Be his peace, but also be a person that can help bring more income in, or like I say, money and sex. You can bring that shit into a massive motherfucking world. I'm saying that you literally lock in. You got twin flame situations like mine, which isn't sexual. It's physical, but it isn't sexual. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we got a father-son, Jedi Padawan, master-apprentice relationship. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be of value or bring value to the masculine, because that's really what a wife does to a man. You turn this house into a home, and you do that by creating higher value. You know what I'm saying? You become his and only his. That's something valuable in a world full of sluts and thoughts and polynogamous bitches. You feel me? Divine Masculine, you in regards to yourself personally. You got the Two of Pentacles. This is you and another person in your face, in your space, and in your cipher. Remember, you kick the situation off with the Ten of Pentacles. This is you and another person, you're the Divine Feminine, building a life together and making that happen. Clarifying this Two of Pentacles, we got the Fool card. And the Fool card basically is being unaware. You ain't a fool, big dummy. You ain't a fool. You just unaware. You just don't know. It's being unaware, being in a whole new world like Aladdin, just a place you ain't never been before. Uncomfortable as hell, because you in a place you never been before with your divine counterpart. When y'all was like separate, it was cool, but your feminine actually being with you, actually living with you, you being actually married to your twin, like you two actually having a whole business together, or you two in each other's business now, like it's gonna be different. It's different dating a person than just going in their house, fucking around and leaving. But it's also different when you actually living with them. You know what I'm saying? It's new territory. It's shit that you ain't really used to, that you're gonna have to get used to, but you learn as you grow. You know what I'm saying? You wanted your feminine in your life, you got your feminine in your life now, divine masculine. It's just now you gotta figure out how this, you learn as you go. You're not gonna get it at first try, but it's gonna make sense later, if you feel me. Going to the future, wrapping this up. Feminine going to the future, you got God, who's the King of Swords. God, sword, mental. God is something you register. God is a personal relationship at the end of the day. God is in the mind. You know what I mean? So who God is to me is different from who God is to my divine masculine, which is different from who God is to my mom, which is different from who God is to my bishop. You know what I'm saying? God's personal relationship. Like at the end of the day, ain't nobody in charge of your salvation but you. You know what I'm saying? God is a personal relationship, bro. It ain't about religion. Religion is division. It's about spirituality. But more than anything, it's about the personal relationship that you have with the Most High. That's all that matters. People ain't never gonna fucking understand what God is to you. Just like me with this, I'm a Christian psychic at the end of the day. Christian by default, because if you ask me what's my religion, I'm gonna say Christian because that's what I was born into. If I was born into Islam, I'll be Islamic, or Muslim, or whatever you call it. You know what I'm saying? If I was born a Sikh, an Indian Sikh or some shit, or born in Africa or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I will be what my foundation is. Religion is division, so I'm not waving the Christian flag, I'm waving the spiritual flag. But we all gotta have foundations. Two of Wands represents work. Like Diddy saying, let's work, and all his tracks and shit. It's going to work, it's getting busy. When it comes to God, divine feminine, you gotta get busy. I was talking about divine masculine the other day. He was like, man, you going through some shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? What it is your ass stop praying. And I'm in my head like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? You don't know me. You don't know the personal relationship that I got, but your divine masculine knows you like the back of his hand. Just like you know your divine masculine like the front of your hand. He was right. I prayed. I pray. I talk to God every day. But as far as praying, the way he does, he's a Christian too. Like, I need that Christian prayer. And I only usually pray like that when I'm like rock bottom, down bottom, or just in need of God's help. I need to be doing that on a daily. Like I say, I'm more spiritual than religious. But it's kind of time for me to kind of get my religion on, because that's my roots and my foundation. And maybe I'm not lost touch of my foundation, but maybe my divine masculine is true. Like I said, you know what it is. And your divine masculine is the perfect pair for you. Like, who you are, your divine masculine is perfect. Who your divine masculine is to you is perfect. You were tailor-made for each other. And you two know each other in ways that no one else will ever comprehend. So I'm saying all this shit to say this. Going to the future, divine feminine. You and God got work to do. Make sure y'all working. Make sure y'all get that job done. And then the Two of Wands is also a job. You know what I'm saying? Ace of Wands is awareness. Two of Wands is taking that awareness and doing something with it. Thus work. But it ain't just work. This is survival. Making ends meet. This is the divine masculine's role too. I told you, the divine feminine's role is the Three of Wands. That's evolution. Divine masculine role is support. Divine masculine, it's your job to support your divine feminine's evolution. But not just support your feminine, whatever she's involving, whether that's your business, whether that's your life, whether that's herself. You know what I'm saying? You need to support everything she got going on, because she supports everything you got going on. Your divine feminine does your job too. But she does your job and more. It ain't about just surviving, making ends meet. You know what I'm saying? It's about making ends meet and doing other shit. We all got a job to do, a 9 to 5. But life doesn't just evolve around you just working. You got to do a 9 to 5 and more. You got a job to do and more. God's work is never done. 7 trillion inhabited planets. So God's work is never fucking done. You understand what I'm saying? And it never stops. It never ends. It's all about evolution, all about growth, all about development. And it's time for you to get on that. Final cards in this message. Masculine going to the future. You got the Five of Swords. And this is focus. What's focus? It's the step after the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is the idle mind. And what's the idle mind? That's the devil's workshop. You the King of Wands, divine masculine. So you being idle, you're the king of doing shit. You being idle, yeah, the devil won. You gotta get off that. You know what I mean? You gotta get it out your head, Four of Swords, and in your head. And this is what it is. Five of Swords is focus. Focus, this represents the energy of like you aiming at a target. So whether you aiming a gun at a bullseye or aiming an arrow at a bullseye, eventually you're gonna have to take the shot. Taking a shot would be the Six of Swords. Seven of Swords, which is clarifying as Five of Swords, will be the results. It's time to focus on your shot. You know it's time to take that shot with your feminine. It's good knowing what you want to do with your divine feminine, but it's another thing doing it. Like I said, attaining things is easy, but maintaining that shit is a full-time job. But before you can maintain anything, you got to get it first. You know? Divine Masculine, you know what sword direction you want to make in behalf of your divine feminine. Divine Masculine, you know what decision you need to make in regards to your divine feminine, but you're going to have to do it. That's what's missing here. You got focus, aim. Aim. Six of Swords, where my face at is taking a shot. And Seven of Swords would be the results from it. Seven of Swords represents truth. Darkness coming to the light. Things being illuminated. Cats coming out of bags. Facts. This is you keeping it 100 with yourself. You keeping it 100 with somebody else. Or somebody else keeping it 100 with you. Like at the end of the day, you got a job to do. At the end of the day, it's something that you want. And what does the universe have to say? And this is the last message in this reading right here. We got an Ace of Pentacles, a big-ass manifestation. Big-ass manifestation. This is the cornerstone of your new life. The cornerstone of your next chapter. Whatever it is something big. Like I said, this could be a wedding ring. This could be a marriage license. You and your feminine find tight or not. This could be a baby. You know, you wanted kids, your divine feminine is finally here to provide you with something that you always wanted. Whatever this is valuable. You know, this is another avenue of revenue that your divine feminine is bringing into your life. Clarifying this Ace of Pentacles, whatever this big ass manifestation is, it involves you, and you're the King of Wands, divine masculine, and the Four of Wands, which is twin flame union, reunion, and recognition. Four of Wands really represents Zion. Like if this was the Matrix, Four of Wands represents Zion. That's the real world. Four of Cups, which is the world, a temporary space and time where all things expire, that will represent the Matrix. Where do you find Trinity? Mostly in the Matrix movies. She's usually in Zion. Where do you find divine masculine? Neo. in the movie The Matrix. He's usually in the world. It's time for you to jack the fuck out the world and go home. 4 wands represents home. You know, home is where the heart is, but home is also where the hate is, where some of the greatest become greater. Shout out Tip C. 4 wands is the 4 walls you call your shelter. So this can be your actual home, or the home you trying to manifest for yourself and your feminine. All in all, talk to your divine feminine. If you ever want to know who you really are, your feminine knows, because you know who your feminine is. If you need to know exactly what you bring to this world, or what gifts and talents and powers that you possess, holler at your divine feminine. Because part of her power, part of the things that she has, that she possesses spiritually, physically, mentally, came from the inspiration of being in and around you. And that's the message that I got. Hope I could be a good use. It's your boy D.Boom. Diana, I'm finna get to your message right now. Check out the other messages if you ain't checked them out. Be looking for specials this weekend. I'm gonna holler at y'all in a minute. It's starting to rain. Always rains in Atlanta, man. It's bullshit. Holla.